Before I start the video, I would like to give a massive shout out to my Patreons who have been supporting my channel. If you would like to check out my Patreon and receive early access to some very exciting videos coming soon, then please click the link in the description below. Everything I knew just went out the window. No, I can't depend on you forever. Sorry, I was just getting hyped, man. I was just listening to Busted whilst editing, and I'm just so hyped for Doctor Who. And also whilst listening to Busted. But anyway, let's get into this video because we have got to dive deep into the Sfx Magazine. Now, I don't actually have the copy yet, but there's been certain quotes circulating online which I want to cover in this video. It might not have all the stuff, so there might be a part 2 to this. I don't know. But let's get into it and talk about what's going on in the world of Doctor Who, because there's a lot of stuff being revealed today and some very interesting things regarding the future of the show. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so a new Sfx Magazine quote. Russell T Davies will not undo the Timeless Children. So I'm very curious to know what's going down here. Well, if I say not going down here, sorry, how this is going to be received by fans, because it was a very controversial plotline. But yeah, he said, while speaking to the magazine, which is out today, obviously, he said, "Let's stare that question right in the eye. I'm not going to unwrite my good friend Chris Chibnall's work on The Timeless Children. I'm not going to deny what he wrote. I'm going to go with it. It's absolutely fine." So, I think probably what might happen here is that it will either continue in a subtle way where, you know, we already know that Ruby, the new companion, is meant to be adopted, so maybe there might be some similarities brought up here, but I don't imagine RTD will add to it. I think it will just be acknowledged, but we'll move on. And I think that's probably the best way to do it, just like any other plot line that's happened in the show previously. When there's a new era, it might get acknowledged, but we'll move on. I think that's the best way to do it. So, I wouldn't panic about this or whatever. I wasn't a big fan of the plotline in the end. You know, I was all up for it at the start, but then, yeah, obviously it weren't continued or anything, so I can't imagine RTD will want to continue with it. I think it's literally, he's not going to say it didn't happen. That's the best and mature way to go about it. And then we also have another quote from the Sfx Magazine, and RTD has spoken about episode counts and spin-offs. He has... Oh, I've knocked over a few bottles there. He has said, the numbers have gone down over the years, partially because it's so expensive. I don't think we can make more episodes a year, but equally, I think spin-offs will allow more episodes per year. But it's early days. We need to work out production-wise how and when, plus our studios are full. So, I can't imagine we'll get a new spin-off over the next couple of years. We might get, yeah, a range of minisodes, but in terms of getting full-blown multi-series spin-offs, we're probably going to have to earn that, essentially. So if this era does start going well, which I do have a lot of faith in it, I think, yeah, we are in for a treat. And a couple of years down the line, we'll get spin-offs like the Unit spin-off, or, you know, I don't know, an Ace and Tegan spin-off, maybe. But who knows? It would be really cool. And then as well, we've got a new quote here from Pete McTeague on the episode choices for Tales of the TARDIS, which I did just do an explanation video on about everything in terms of, like, you know, what the spin-off is about and stuff like that. He has said, speaking to the Radio Times this time, he said, "Obviously, this is Russell's master plan, and it was Russell who decided what the stories were. Russell told me it was inspired by the short films for the Blu-rays, which is amazing." So, you know, the collection box sets, every time they're announced, there's a little trailer with a short film snippet at the end, sorry, at the beginning and the end, where we see a companion or a classic Doctor, and we get caught up with them, and you know, we get to know what's happened in their lives since we last saw them. And yeah, just the fact this has happened in more of an official capacity is bloody beautiful. And if you haven't watched those episodes yet, be sure to do so, because they are absolutely stunning. And then here we have a brand new photo from the Sfx Magazine, which is of the 14th Doctor. And it looks like this is from the Wild Blue Yonder, but this is him on board the mysterious spaceship, which I believe is the Wrath Warrior spaceship. I don't know, but it's very intriguing. And, you know, it's a jacketless 14. So, yeah, I have worn this as cosplay, and he just looks absolutely fantastic. And I can't wait to see, again, this episode in action. But oh my, we are in for a treat when it comes to the 14th Doctor, and I look forward to learning more about him. And then, again, speaking to the Radio Times, Scott Hancock, who was the producer, I believe, of the Tales of the TARDIS series, he said, we've got an entire archive to exploit, and there are so many brilliant characters, because it wouldn't necessarily be Doctors and companions. You could have, Simon Williams pop up to help recall remembrance of the Daleks. Now, imagine with New Who, if they ended up doing this later down the line, with maybe the Ninth Doctor and Rose, maybe recapping the events of Rose, or Father's Day or something. I feel like that would be really cool. That would be really cool to happen. And just, like, seeing Rose encounter her first Doctor after so many years would be insane. I would absolutely be down for that. And then we've got this one. A new Doctor Who quote from SFX. Yes, we're going back to SFX now. And this has been publicised by Game Radar. David Tennant has spoken about the possibility of future returns as the Doctor, and he said, "I think it would be disingenuous to imagine that I might never be asked again, because history would indicate that it's always a possibility, so I'm not going to say never, because I don't think anyone would believe me. That doesn't mean I know that I ever will, but I suppose until I can't run down a corridor, it's always a possibility. But I promise to have no plans." I mean, if that means... honestly, as much as I do criticise the overuse of Tenant, and yes, he is still my favourite Doctor and one of the best actors out there, in my opinion, I would be up for seeing him return, as long as there's a story to be told, and it's not done to the extent of, undermining other Doctors as well. I would love to see him back in a traditional multi-Doctor story. I think, yeah, that would be really cool, but who knows, He could be popping back up as the 18th Doctor for all we know. But I'd still be up for it, because I love David Tennant. I think he's a tremendous actor. So, jumping over to the Doctor Who production news Twitter now, where there's been some quotes again posted here from the magazine. Russell T Davies has said on the mysterious While Blue Yonder episode, "It's weird, the most astonishing barricade you'll ever see. It has a lot of green screen filming, it's creepy, and has an atmosphere of horror, and it's groundbreaking." So, I'm very intrigued by this episode, and it's got me thinking, why is it weird, and what is the barricade? I'm very, very confused, but also very intrigued by this statement, I can't lie. And then, the Sfx Magazine, there's a quote here, again from our lovely showrunner, RTD. He has said, "Yes, we're calling it Season 1. So that's when the big Disney push for Doctor Who will begin with shooting Atwar's 50th Doctor. There's a big redacted 3 times in the text, which will likely is the word spring." Okay, so I imagine that, Doctor Who's getting a soft reboot again, which, to be honest, I think might be for, the better, because Doctor Who, New Who's been going on for 13 seasons now, and, I think with now Disney pushing Doctor Who internationally, and whilst, I am still a little bit cautious about Disney being involved, but I think if this allows more fans to jump on, it's going to be perfect. Because, imagine, my generation, for example, when Doctor Who came back in 2005, we got Series 1, and then we moved forward, and it was a beautiful jumping on point. And I feel like, Doctor Who doesn't need a break, but a new jumping on point is something that the show needs, especially now it's getting this big push, and I honestly can't wait to see what happens. But I have every faith in RTD, I really do, and I can't wait to see what he brings to the table, because I think it is going to be amazing. And then, as well, we also have confirmation here that from the Sfx Magazine, Russell T Davies has revealed plans for a 3rd and 4th new series of Doctor Who. So we already know that it's series 1 to 4 again. It's not series 14 to 18, it's series 1 to 4. So I do wonder what's going to happen. Is he going to have 2 Doctors again? Who knows? But I am looking forward to what's going down here, because it sounds incredible. And then a couple more bits as well. Russell T Davies has revealed in the Sfx Magazine that there is a flashback to Michael Gough's Toymaker in the Giggle, so I'm guessing they're probably going to be using Part 4's stuff to explain who the Toymaker is, and that's got me excited. And he has also said as well, speaking of the 60th specials, they're not going to be a 3-part story, so maybe with the gaps in between each story, that's how the 14th Doctor gets into Big Finish. Who knows? But this would also indicate that it's not the Toymaker's influence throughout, as some have speculated, which, yes, could also be the case, but could there be other villains then? Because the While Blue Yonder, we don't actually know who the villain is, and the villains has been used plural in the story synopsis and on the Steelbook release as well, so, interesting. And then as well, we've got a few promo images that were released last night before the magazine. We've got these of the Wrath Warriors. They look absolutely incredible, bloody stunning, and I can't wait to meet them and see what chaos they bring to the table. That's the magazine cover there. Again, absolutely stunning. The 14th Doctor, incredible, and also Beat the Meep. Oh man, I'm so excited. And then finally, two new images here, which the Black Archive Photo Gallery have, you know, done the tagless versions of, and yes, we have new photos there. The 14th Doctor in what looks like it's going to be the new TARDIS interior. Oh, exciting stuff. We are so close now to the 60th specials. I can't wait. So there we go, pure hype fuel, baby, because Doctor Who is back. We're getting a lot of extensive interviews and on-set interviews and stuff like that from SFX, and there's going to be some stuff coming up which, oh boy, I'm really excited for, and I cannot wait to be covering on the channel. But I am going to go now because I've got some filming to do on set for something which is really exciting. And yeah, I'm going to go. I will see you all next time. Thank you very, very much for all the support. If you are new around here, please click that like button and subscribe for more nerdy content, as I'm trying to reach 6,000 subscribers, which I would love to reach by the end of the year. But I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all the support, and yeah, take care, love you all, and peace.